Thank you so much for watching REI Avenue's YouTube channel. My name is John, and I like to talk about tech guides that help people in their real estate investing business. Today is going to be fairly simple. I'm going to talk about passwords and why you should use a password manager. Now, in my other businesses, I've gotten this question a lot, and I need to make a video on it for them as well. But this could apply to any business. You have passwords for everything. You know this, I don't need to tell you. You have banking passwords, you have YouTube passwords, you have email passwords, etc. A lot of people use the same password over and over and over. And when those passwords get hacked or out in the wild, now all of your websites that are secured are basically not secure anymore because anyone can log into your bank and your website and whatever other service you use online using your email and the one single password that you shouldn't be using over and over. All right, so here's an article that they just updated it November, a site that I follow for hosting your website, and they have the 50 most used passwords. And this is out of 10 million passwords from Gmail that were leaked out on the web. These guys got a hold of this list and put together the top 50. And I've seen a lot of these while working with small businesses where they send their password and I'm like, are you kidding? That's really what it is. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've worked with a medium-sized business. They had about 150 employees and we're logging into their accounting software with a basic admin and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this was cloud accounting. So really anyone could log into their stuff, cut checks, etc. So it's just ridiculous. A lot of these I have seen, and some of these I've used. The QWERTY one I've used, I'm guilty. I've seen Let Me In on Wi-Fi passwords. Jordan I've actually seen and come across with people, which is interesting, must be a popular name. Batman, soccer, etc. So these are the top 50 passwords or some combination of this. You really shouldn't be using these. And that's why we're talking about password managers today. With that being said, people always ask, well, why don't I just use the one on my, say, Apple computer or Windows computer? Why don't I just use the one in the browser? And the reason I don't recommend those is, number one, they're not very secure. Google Chrome has a password manager that saves all of them in plain text. So if someone gets your computer or is able to get into your computer, they can see all that because it's in plain text. Apple has one called Keychain, iCloud Keychain. Now, it works, don't get me wrong. I know it works for some people. But when you need to find things or the keychain isn't popping up, then people struggle with, well, how do I get my passwords out of this? And that's similar to Chrome's password manager. There are several different password managers. Dropbox has one. Again, Google has one. And what I want to mention by Google and Dropbox is passwords isn't their main game. So they're dabbling in passwords right now. If it's not going to make any money, they're going to dump it. There's a fun website called Killed by Google, if you don't believe me. These are all their experiments where they didn't really pan out for them to push or sell ads, so they kill them off. And there's tons on here. Anyway, so you can look through that. Same with Dropbox. Their main thing is syncing files. So if their password manager, which is fairly new as of this video, doesn't work out for them, they're going to dump it, and essentially you're going to have to find another solution. And there's never an easy way to take Dropbox passwords and jam them into a new password software. That doesn't really exist. You then have to manually go through and add them all in, which I've done, and it's painful. So the one I use is called 1Password. It works for Android, Apple phones, Windows computers, and Apple computers. I believe it works on Linux, which most people don't use who watch this channel, but if you do, let me know in the comments below. And it's fairly easy to set up. Now, they allow you to sync it through Dropbox, so you can sync the password file through Dropbox to, say, other people in your family or in your business. Let's take a look at their pricing. I recently subscribed, and I haven't been in the past. I just use the buy the software once and sync it through Dropbox. Now that all my kids are having passwords and different things to remember, I actually subscribe to the families, which I think is great. It's similar to the teams and the business. And people say like, well, I have a spreadsheet. Why do I need to pay $4 to sync with maybe my assistant or someone else, etc.? And the reason is you can piecemeal which passwords your assistant sees. So maybe you have personal banking accounts in there that you don't want to now share with your assistant. Yeah, you trust your assistant, etc. That's why you hired them. But maybe you don't want to sync all your personal stuff with them, so you can split it all up and piecemeal give permissions to people. Additionally, on the other side of things, if someone leaves your company, how you can't just take that spreadsheet back. It's out there with all of your passwords for your business. With this, you can lock them out of their phone and email so they no longer have access to your business passwords. And that's what I like about 1Password. And if you want to see a tutorial on 1Password, just let me know in the comments below. I use it every single day. My family uses it, and I use it for multiple businesses. Up here in Chrome, it's very faint. There's this little round circle, looks like this one. That's 1Password. If I click in here, you can see I have a 1Password account, and it has my family stuff and my business passwords all saved. Other ones you can choose and that I recommend, and it's really just based on how you like to use them. I tried LastPass. I have friends that love it. I didn't like the workflow, so I went to 1Password, but this one is very popular, LastPass by LogMeIn. Another one I used to use is Roboform, and I know plenty of people that still use it. I had an issue with getting locked out. I don't know what happened, but I essentially could not get back in again, which is the point of this, is if someone's trying to get in and they can't get in, that they get locked out. I got locked out. I couldn't get back in. They didn't have this everywhere, Roboform everywhere, which fixes the issue I had. So I had one computer where everything's frozen and done, and I lost all my passwords. So I switched to 1Password. But I had to manually add everything in because there was no sync, and I was locked out. These guys say they do all this stuff, which is great. And it's a lot cheaper than 1Password, which is nice as well. So that is password managers that you should take a look at for your real estate investing business. If you have any questions about this video or want to see any other tech videos mentioning any of this software that I mentioned here or other software that you might have a question about, please let me know in the comments below. Additionally, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button with the little bell to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching.